Hi guys, a little voice note before we start. We recorded this episode a couple of weeks ago, but we had the Dhurandhar episode and we had the passing of Dharmendra, so we kind of shifted our schedule a little bit. And this is more of a hangout episode. This is the kind of stuff that we do on Patreon, where we can be a bit more open. Patreon also got this episode earlier, and if you want to support our work and if you want to send us a Christmas gift, sign up to Patreon or buy some of our merch in Redbubble. The link is in the show notes, and let's get on with the show. Hi, this is Asim.
This is Sujoy.
This is Amrita.
And you're listening to Khandaan, a Bollywood podcast about the three main Khans of the Hindi film industry:
Amir,
Salman,
And Shara.
Hi, you're listening to Khandaan, a Bollywood podcast regular feed. Thank you so much for your support over the years. We now have a Patreon channel with bonus content and exclusive merch for those of you who would like to support us. Every dollar goes towards creating more and better content. Visit us at patreon.com/Khandaan podcast.
Hi, and welcome to a new episode of Khandaan Podcast. My name is Asim Bernie, and I'm joined with my lovely co-host Amrita, and Sujoy is back, people!
Hey everybody!
How did it feel being in exile, man?
In exile.
I don't know. Like, people were feeling we put you in the naughty corner or something like that.
people,
People are like, what did you do to Sujoy? We are
कुछ
riding at dawn.
कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे लोगों का काम है कहना.
So this week we're basically just doing a hangout episode. We're going to be talking about some of the stuff we watched, and we want to hear from Sujoy.
Acha, now that you're back, you tell us ki kya ho raha hai? Like, tum kaho.
Where were you, dude? Where were you?
I
Tell the
was
people.
traveling through Japan for 3.5 weeks, and it was the best. Yeah, it was the best. This was my second time in Japan. I thought, like, in 2023, when I first went, I was so overwhelmed that I won't be back for a while. But then, Instagram did its thing on me. It threw me some Japan travel thingies and things that were happening this year. So I was like, this is the perfect time. And I was already in India for Diwali. But I had planned for it before. Like, I hadn't even booked a single thing until October. But then once the booking started, I just went on a roll, and I knew it was going to be a trip of a lifetime, to be honest. It is amazing how it all turned out. It all went really smoothly well. There was not a single bad weather day. My whole intention was to experience autumn in Japan, and I went to Sapporo for it. The autumn foliage was amazing. I went to Fukuoka. I attended the Grand Sumo Tournament Day 2 in Fukuoka, which is the final tournament of the year. Went to Nagasaki, Hiroshima, and did the usual Osaka, Kyoto, Nara as well. Our friend Anisha, she was in Japan, but we sort of missed each other by a week. She was already in Tokyo whilst I was in Osaka, or I was in Fukuoka then. And yeah, she was kind of annoyed that I didn't go to Kobe. But yeah, that's what it is. And then finally spent like a week or so in Tokyo, and Tokyo is massive. It's insane. People don't realize it's like 5 cities in one. It's so big. And then I've already done the usual Tokyo bits before, so not so much time was spent doing like Tokyo City things. I took day trips to Mount Fuji and did the 5 lakes there, and then took Kamakura, and I couldn't go to Hakone. But yeah, lots and lots of things that I couldn't do, but I'm really happy that I could do so many things. I bought a new phone just for that Japan trip, and I ended like capturing so many images, almost like 300 gigs just on the phone. And I have a DJI Osmo Pocket 3, which I exhausted like 256 GB cards on it, just on video. And then on my Fuji cam, I probably finished like 5 SD cards on that. So, and I don't have a laptop to back it all up right now. So I'm living on the edge.
Amazing.
I have a German friend who's married to a Japanese man, and they moved to Japan
Hmm.
last year, I think.
Yeah.
And she's been sending me videos of all the autumn foliage and
Hmm.
like all these gardens and things. And my God, it's like watching like anime come to life. Like you're
Yeah.
just looking at the colors and everything, and you're just like, that's there's no way that's real. It must be a filter. And she's just
But
like,
when you're there, like you were like, yeah, Miyazaki would be influenced and all the
oh,
inspired to make art like this. It's insane, like how nature exists in that country, and yeah, it's beyond real. The first time you go to like Scottish Highlands and your eyes open up to a different dimension. It's almost that level. How autumn and the water, the sounds and the countryside and the birds and everything plays in harmony. It's insane. It's insane.
You've been Amrita to Japan?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It was gorgeous, and I want to go back, but I'm sort of pacing myself. There's like so many places I want to go back
Mhm.
to.
Is there no like Japanese Bollywood society that can fund a trip and bring us over to Japan? We'll all come.
There is a Japanese Rajnikant fan club.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That I won't be invited by
yeah,
that one. I think,
yeah.
unfortunately.
Our comments on various Rajnikant movies
Yeah.
have totally blacklisted us from that.
Yeah, yeah. But if there's a Shah Rukh Khan, Salman Khan kind of fan group, invite us over. Like it's a long flight. Fund us. But also, dude, like your Instagram has been amazing. Just generally, it's I don't know if people were from Khandaan were following you, but like my wife was traveling vicariously with you. You did an amazing job of documenting, and then
Yeah, it
just hearing
was.
what else is coming still because you have so much content still to
Yeah.
upload.
Yeah, it was primarily for me to document like because a year from now I don't think I'll be remembering where I went and what I ate. Most
Hmm.
importantly, what I ate. So yeah, the food was amazing. Oh my god, I still get flashbacks of it, and I'm so happy.
I was saying Sujoy was in Osaka and me and Amrita were watching Osaka Muraiya at the same time.
Yeah, you guys were watching 124, 124.
But did you get like did anything from while you were traveling, any Bollywood news or trailers or anything seep through to you, or you were just like shutting it down?
Yeah, pretty much shut down. And I spoke with you about it yesterday. Nothing much was happening about it in Bollywood either. I think because I was searching on Reddit for travel tips and stuff, and my feed has Bollywood blinds and gossip on it. Some sort of a shadi thing drama is happening with some celebrity that I'm not aware of, and people are going nuts about it. I'm not exactly sure. I'm like, "Bache, jhagde karo." Just keep me just keep me out of the loop. I'm happy to be ignorant and not at all involved in all of this.
Also, the public wants to know if you're going to watch Dharundhar with me.
I might. I actually might.
even even when he's back, he's not committed on this movie still.
No, I actually might. Just because the gore doesn't affect me at all. I want to see what this movie has to say about, because I haven't seen a Ranveer movie in such a long time. I feel
Hmm.
like I should.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, but you haven't watched the trailer yet.
I've seen the first bit where Arjun Rampal
He's
like play,
torturing people.
yeah, torturing people. It very much Ichi the Killer, which is totally my vibe.
Right. Amrita, you got a lot of hate because of our Dhurandhar video.
I mean, yeah, I knew it was going to happen though. Like, part of it was like, how dare you? Like, nobody's seen anything about this movie, and it's already got this sort of derangement syndrome going on, right? Where everybody is like looking at like random frames and going like, "Well, this is terrible," and I'm like, "Well, nobody's actually seen like the things that they are upset about are things that they cannot possibly know until they've seen the film. Like I'm upset about like the tone of the film as it is displayed by the trailer, which is a very different thing from what people are upset about. Like people are upset about the fact that Ranveer is like his lead um, is like a 20-year-old girl, and I'm like, I don't know what that means. Maybe it is as gross as you think it is, but I don't know. Maybe there is a very specific reason why she's so young.
Mm.
Um, people are There's like one meme going around of like Ranveer eating food, and
Yeah.
presumably he's in Pakistan, and some guy's like, oh, this must be the part where he has to eat beef in Pakistan, and therefore he is like crying. And
Mm.
Pakistanis have been going to town on that particular tweet. They've just been like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's our our revered national custom. Like once a day, everybody's required to eat beef to like prove that they're
Yeah,
Pakistani.
yeah, yeah.
There's a
It's
gong that goes like a national PSA
yeah,
on the speakers, and everybody's like, "Abhi to nihari khani hai."
yeah. No, it's actually at Karachi airport at the customs. When you hand over the passport, they put an avala of beef in your mouth to chaba
Mm.
jab tak main like passport check kar raha hu tera. That's how it works now.
I mean, it's just like deranged. And then people found our video, and then people were just like really angry at me that I was friends with you, Asim.
Yeah.
They were just like,
How
you're
are you
sitting
sitting
next
next
to
to a
her.
Pakistani? He's like, do you know how recordings work? Like,
Wait until they find out that I actually like lived in your house. Like,
exactly.
my God.
Should I
Uh,
rage bait more people, more Indian desis? So I told you about this, that I had Japanese curry in Hokkaido called a Hokkaido soup curry, and as an Indian who grew up in India eating a lot of Mughlai and Calcutta-based jhol curries and everything, and chettinad curries and all of that, the Hokkaido soup curry trumps it, baby. I can't believe saying this, but Japanese curry is better than Indian curry. Come at me, bro. Come at me.
But I can
and
totally understand
humanity.
that because when we were traveling and Amrita took us to these amazing places in Singapore and
Hmm.
Bangkok, we were like, okay, the Asians have clearly surpassed the French in patisserie.
Baking, yeah.
Like clearly they do better cakes. So like like curry kis खेत की मूली के, like it doesn't like, yeah, it's makes complete sense to me. I had another question that I wanted to we got this message from our patron listener, lovely Surya, always a great member of the community, and I wanted to throw this to you because it's kind of relevant. Really enjoyed the episode. Always fun listening to you all. Just a small question: what kind of films are you planning to cover going forward? There have been some recent releases like 120 Bahadur, Haq, Tere Ishq Mein, etc. that didn't come up. So I'm trying to understand what sort of movies are making it into the discussions these days. And now it looks like Asim is watching Dharundar. Okay, so people that hate me, I will still be going watching Dharundar. Like clearly, people didn't even watch what we were saying and started to comment. But anyway,
It's
uh,
Dhurandhar, by the way.
Dhurandhar, yeah. I'm guessing we might not get a full episode on it either, or we may be waiting for the next Janvi and Anya to drop and shake the table again. Yeah, man, Janvi movies were there first day, first show. But yeah, I think it was kind of a good one to just discuss what we'll be doing in the next few weeks, right?
Well, like we'll be I think like we're sort of like we've been discussing this between ourselves as well. Like how are we like what are we doing? Like there's a tribute to Dharmendra that's coming out, and then we should be doing like an end of year wrap up, but like I was asking us in this, like, what are we wrapping up on? Because we can wrap up on like Indian cinema if you want, or like, like cinema in general. But I can't think of 10 movies that came out of Bollywood this year and rank them. Like, can you? Like, I can't do that. But also, I will be watching Ikkis, which is the Sri Ram Raghavan movie and Dharmendra's last movie
Appearance.
that's coming out in on like Christmas Day, I think, is when
Right.
it's coming out, and I'll be watching that. But honestly, like this podcast was never meant to be a weekly review of current movies,
Yeah.
and even though we are doing that, it is not like we don't approach it in that way, which is why like our reviews come like a week or two after the movie's been out. Like we don't We are not like a first day first show. Here's the thing, like you should watch this movie, you shouldn't watch this movie.
And
Like
frankly,
that's
we
why.
can't keep up with that either because we don't have that. Like, we are not getting paid to do reviews. We are not getting
Yeah.
paid, period. but
Also, I honestly feel, I think, and I've had this discussion with a few other friends that
mhm.
are popular content producers, that that we kind of that have been on the show. A lot of PRs cannot work with us because we're just too honest. So it's not that we get access to screeners or press releases or interviews,
Yeah.
and a lot of that access has been closed down. But what
Yeah,
we get in a trade-off is our lovely audience. So I think that's what we really cherish. Some of the movies that Surya mentioned, I will be watching Huck when it comes out. um, I'll be honest, 120 Bahadur I had no interest in. We were just discussing Tere Ishq Mein that I might watch that one too. I'll also be honest, like lately, I don't know what's happened to my cinema chain, but their release schedule and timings are completely crazy. And it's like either you go 8 in the morning to watch a movie or you go at 10 at night, and both are not really something that I want to do.
yeah,
So it's become very, very difficult. Like I promised, like I was going to watch Nidofer, and the only cinema is like 14 miles away that's showing it at a decent time. So I can't watch Nidofer, and the problem with Nidofer is if I don't watch it in cinema, I will not watch it because it's not going to come out on
yeah.
streaming anyway. So I'm really missing out here,
I think like Wicked coming out at this time has captured like all the 40
Yeah.
screens. What we get is jump change basically.
Yeah, I do think, because I was watching our friend Suchin Malhotra's video, and he was talking to Jammy Pants about the year they started their year of best of,
Hmm.
and I think, I mean, we all agree it's not been a great year of movies, but I do think we can find 4 or 5 movies that we do enjoy the most out of a shitty year and discuss it.
Yeah,
So we will maybe find some categories and some format. If you have any ideas and thoughts, Patreon is the best place. That's our think tank. So let us know Patreon or drop us an email on youpodcasting@gmail.com, since we're not that much on any other platform except Instagram. I think Instagram for a lot of people is also a good way to reach us, which we should do a better job of replying on, which that we haven't done, but we do see your messages. So let us know if there's any format or ideas you have of how to do this best of, and looking forward to next year's episode, because the format is shit. Because the year has been shit, not the format is shit. The year has been quite terrible, I feel. And there's a lot of movies that I just don't have any interest in, like 120 Bahadur I have no interest in. Chava I had no interest in. I don't think anybody watched that one, right?
yeah. Well, a
um
lot of people in India watched it apparently.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, so there's a lot of these things that is kind of tough for us, I feel. So that's why we don't try to compete with that kind of first day first show kind of content creators. So we remain very firmly in the Khandaan kind of
And
wheelhouse.
also, like I think, like, so I was on this podcast for it's called Let's Talk Melbourne, and I've been on it before, and I was there with Beth and two people whom I hadn't met before that. They're very young, but they're very earnest. And I think they have like a podcast that's called the Dead Queens podcast. And it is about film. And this was part of, so Vic, who runs the Let's Talk Melbourne podcast, he's putting together like a top 25 movies of the last 25 years, sort of a thing. And I think it's going to drop pretty much the week that this episode is dropping, right? So check it out if you're interested. It's three different episodes, and it's Beth and I were discussing the movies from like 15 to 6, and it was a little bit eye opening. So Vic did this, like, this proper audit. He had like 12 people put in their top 25 list, and then he gave it to like one of his friends who's like an accountant or something, and they actually ranked it. Like he did like a proper ranking. And the top 25, it was just really interesting to me to see how it shook out, because um a lot of those are not movies that I would qualify as Hindi movies.
Mm.
So like number 25 was Sairat, which is not even in Hindi. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
there's like bits of it in that are in Hindi, I guess, but it's a Marathi movie,
Hmm.
it's got Marathi actors, a Marathi director, it's made in Marathi, that's a primary language. I don't even think that's a Hindi movie, much less a Bollywood movie. And Bajrangi Bhaijaan came like really low in the list, and apparently the fact that it made it to the list at all was because of me, which is ironic because like
Khandaan represent.
but I was having this discussion with Vic on that episode that there's a Bollywood syntax that people don't seem to understand or recognize anymore. And a lot of it, I think, like I was thinking about this, a lot of it, I think, has to do with the fact that we've just been watching like really terrible movies over the past 10 years, that have been like everybody just really want. I mean, as long as I've been alive, I've been hearing directors saying that, oh, we want to do something hatke, and the tragedy of the 2000 teens, I think, is that they actually were able to do something hatke, but instead of doing something fun and inventive and like pushing the envelope, they just decided to push out, like the worst movies that cater to the worst parts of the audience, just regressive, disgusting like crap is what we've been subjected to over the past 10 years. Even the comedies aren't comedying, like, like Masti
Musti
4 or
4,
something
yeah.
came out, yeah. And like literally I had a friend who is a big fan of Grand Masti or something, like the second movie in the series, I guess. And he, I mean, it's like a running joke between the two of us where he keeps saying like, oh, Khandaan should review that particular movie, and I'm just like, over my dead body. um, or he can like subscribe to our Patreon and like make us watch it, like if he's willing to cuff it up. So he keeps saying that, oh, maybe you should like sponsor me for Christmas or something, and I'm just like, nope, not on your life. But he went to see Masti 4 and he literally had an existential crisis when he came out. He was just like, what does it say about me that I liked Grand Masti? Like, is that like I'm just viewing that in the light of this particular movie? And I'm just like, yeah, yeah, that sounds like a Masti 4 experience. But it's so hard, like, when you are approaching, like Asim said, like we have, like our only skin in the game is that we love cinema and that we want to watch it, and we refuse to hate watch shit, like life's too short. Like I don't want to hate watch ridiculous shit and then be like, oh yeah, I hated it. I know I hated it. Like I knew it before I bought the ticket. Like I don't want to reward people's bad behavior. So I don't like, Surya's asking a really good question, like where does Khandan go from here, and I don't know actually.
But let's talk about some of the things that we did watch, that we want to talk about, because we
Mhm.
want to keep up. We want to keep up with the kids, right? So let's. We
I
watched
think
Dine.
streaming helps. If not like first day, first show, then if some of those popular movies or even the indie movies that get picked up by streaming, we try to catch up with them on streaming and then we can talk about it. Like, Nishaanchi, for example, that Asim watched, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But also, it also then also not works in your favor. Like I still haven't been able to watch Loka because it's on a platform that I don't subscribe to. So it's kind of like back and forth. So I did watch Nishanchi actually. So I did want to quickly talk about this. Um, Guys, I think like Sujoy. Have you watched Nishanchi?
No, not yet.
I think you'll love it like I loved it.
All right.
I'm not sure where you will stand, so I won't give it a strong recommend to you. Where do you stand with like Anurag Kashyap in generally, Amrita?
I like his work. I'm not.
Like I'm
You
thinking
have
Gangs
to.
of Wasseypur. I'm thinking
Yeah,
Dev
yeah, yeah.
D. Like these.
Dave D is probably my favorite. I remember like watching Punch and Black Friday when you had to pirate it
Yeah,
because that was the only way that you could watch his movies, and thinking like, oh my god, here's like a voice with in capital letters.
yeah.
But also I belong to that generation of people. Do you remember
Yeah,
passionforcinema.org?
of
Hmm.
course.
Like the kids don't remember this website. It was where all the Desi film nerds used to go, and it was just pretentious
I hated
AF.
it. I went there and I hated it. Like, but yeah, you would have Ram Gopal Verma writing like huge ass
Yeah,
blogs, posts on it and stuff like that.
yeah.
I contributed an article on Tezab on it
Oh,
Oh
long years
wow.
ago.
really? There's up.
and like Anurag Kashyap used to write for it
Yeah,
too, you know, and he was like the brash new voice of indie cinema,
yeah,
and he was basically saying pretty much the same things that he's saying now,
yeah,
right? And the thing is, like, you hear the same things being said for 25 years, it sort of lessens the impact.
yeah,
You're just like, well, okay, so you said this 25 years ago, what have you been doing in the past 25 years though? Like,
yeah.
where is the growth exactly? Because I
Mm.
don't, like, there anyway. So I'm a little bit skeptical
Mhm.
on Anurag Kashyap, but I do like his movies. I do think he's a competent director when he doesn't go insane.
Yeah. Like I always think he, even if the movie doesn't work for me entirely, it's always interesting.
Hmm.
As a filmmaker, and that's something that I can't say to about, I don't know, like Ahmed Khan as a film director. You know what I mean? So it's just like, at least you want to, like, oh, let's see what story he's trying to tell and things like that. And I'm very glad, like, even like I'm thinking like a movie like Kennedy, which nobody has been able to watch yet. I watched it in London. I'm really happy I watched it, and I'm kind of sad that people don't get to watch it, but. I know if it came out in theater, it would flop immediately. Like, there's no way that movie can make any money. So it's kind of like a very kind of difficult thing, and this is what happened with Nishaanchi 2, where flopped pretty much, and then the second part, which a lot of people there didn't even know there was going to be a second part, just dropped without any fanfare on Prime, and you can watch both things there. Um, I it's one of those movies again where it's like you watch the first 5 minutes and there's a song in it, and I knew I was gonna love this movie, and I knew it was gonna flop like
Hmm.
at that time, and it was one of those situations again. It is very reminiscent of Gangs of Wasipur. It has that kind of like language, milieu, setting going back and forth, and kind
Hmm.
of like a very, but it also weirdly has vibes of like Band Baja Bharat to a certain degree,
Right.
like weirdly enough, especially from the lead actor. He's playing like twins, um, and so he's playing like a kind of very brash Ranveer Singh kind of character, but then he's also playing like a very meek kind of character, like, I don't know, like Ayushman Khurrana or something like that. I don't know. That's the vibe he's kind of like bringing here, and it's a heist movie, but it's also like very messy and dirty, and it's luxuriating in its 6 hours. Like you need to be committed, like, to
Hmm.
finish 3 hours and then say, I'm going to sit 3 additional hours in the world that Anurag Kashyap has created. But I really enjoyed it, and I know that a lot of people have kind of been disappointed with the second half. I know, like, Suchin was specifically talking about that. I think I really enjoyed it. Like, none of the beats are necessarily new, but they're done in a very Anurag Kashyap way, and I have some appreciation for that.
Hmm.
And you can see when Anurag is passionate about something, or he just kind of like, get it done and like shoot it out and like send it out in the world. And this one I feel he's really quite passionate about,
Hmm.
and he probably hates the connection of Gangs of Wasipur, or making even that connection when talking about Nishanchi, but it's, your mind immediately goes there.
Hmm.
So I really, really enjoyed it. I'm really looking forward to what the next installment will be, and I hope, like, it looks cool. Like, I looked at the trailer, just because I wanted to get a vibe where these characters would be in the second part, and I'm trying to not spoil anything, so that's why
Yeah,
I'm
because
refraining.
I know nothing about this world. I only heard people were kind of lukewarm about the first movie, about it being Anurag Kashyap light in some way, um, especially given how angry and uh, sort of frustrated outlook you get to see from his previous releases leading up to this. So I want to go in blind. I would, yeah. I really appreciate how he incorporates music in his movies.
It's so fun. The
Hmm.
music is so fun and funny.
Yeah.
It's really, really. They have a song like where the whole song is with movie titles,
Oh,
but it's
nice.
something we've done and heard before. But the
Yeah.
way he does it is really, really cool. And also just the fact that because they're playing in the heartlands
Hmm.
of India, they mention movies that we never think about, right? Because
Hmm.
that's a movie that was popular there or
Yeah.
kind of hit for
Kasam
people.
Paida Karne Wale Ki or something
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. Imtihan, these kind of things,
that.
like, and you're like, whoa, okay. Amrita, you were saying something?
I mean, I was actually, I thought you had watched Nishaanchi 2 for some reason. But I guess so I was
Without
just
the
like,
first part,
oh,
you mean?
yeah. So I was like really confused. Like, why would you watch two when like
No, no.
one, like you have, I know that you haven't seen one,
Yeah,
but yeah, I was a little bit confused.
yeah, no, both came out. So both are available on Prime. And I would, it, you know what it is? And I'm seeing this with the reviews of Tere Ishq Mein. I feel Indian film criticism in general is has become very everybody's got their role, and the role that's what they're playing. They're kind of playing the hits. And because Anurag Kashyap or some movies don't fall into that mold, people just get stuck on it, like. And I think it's very hard to sometimes, this will slip under film criticism. So when you're saying, people feel it this way, that way, I would avoid film criticism. I just go watch the movie. If you
Yeah.
have if any of what I have said appeals to you,
No,
I
I was
would
gonna
check.
watch it regardless, but
Yeah,
I just haven't got the
yeah.
time to get to watch it.
And I really want to call out the performances by the Vedika Pinto, who's playing Rinku,
Hmm.
kind of the love interest. We had seen her before in like a movie. I had seen her in Gumrah, the remake, and then the main lead, Aishwari Thakre, who's playing the double role. He
Mm.
was second unit director. Um, Monica Pawar, I don't know I've never seen her work before. In Jamtara, she was in Jamtara, which I haven't seen. But like, Anurag Kashyap has given these people such roles that they will never be able to. Like, I'm thinking of Mukkabaz, right? Like,
Yeah,
a role that they will never have again, right? Sunny Leone and Kennedy, a role she will never have again. And that's so cool that he can at least give them one of those, and then Bollywood will not know what to do with these people because there's no other role, no other filmmaker like this. So I really enjoyed Nishanchi, and I'm gonna watch part two before we do our best of year list, because there's a chance this might end up on my best of year list. That's how much I enjoyed
I think Anurag Kashyap should sign up for our Patreon.
I
it.
know.
Yeah. Second thing that me and you, Amrita, both watched is Dining with the Kapoors.
Yeah, yeah. Mm. I was not aware going into this that this was basically a giant ad for what's his name? Adarjan's
Arman. I wrote it down, otherwise I wouldn't have known.
isn't Adar the one that like
No, it's
had
Arman.
a is it Adman?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, see, this is how good of a job they did. But I didn't realize this was Arman Jain's like ad for his catering business. And I have to say that this is also the worst ad that he could have made for his
It's
business
so. Oh my god,
because
I love it because he's there's like these talking heads, and he's like, yeah, I failed as an actor, I tried, and the next shot is him failing as a restaurateur.
like the entire concept is that he has a cloud kitchen where he cooks recipes from the Kapoor kitchen. Like this is like his grandmother's recipes or whatever. And then he gets all these people who turn up, by the way, that's a very supportive family, who turn up and they sit down for lunch. And then it's literally them complaining because lunch was supposed to be at like 1 or 2 or something. And now it's like 4 p.m. And they're like, where the is the lunch.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, also I don't want it to be like family style, I want it to be like course by course. And he starts by plating it course by course. And then like 2 courses in, he's like, this is too much work, here's all the
It's
handies,
but it's
have
an
these.
insane setup. Why would you do that? Like I was like, why would you ever want to do plate by plates when you're a Kapoor and all the Kapoors are there? And I have to say, I'm somebody who used to host when I wasn't in an apartment. You know, my family host, I'm sure your family hosts too. This was not an ambitious party. Like this was
No.
not for people. And he has like 17 staff members around him, like camera, everything like that. And he's like making just like fish curry. Like what the hell, man? Like it's his big secret is adding more ghee.
He's like, here's some mac and cheese, we'll
Yeah,
put some ghee on top, and
yeah,
I'm just like,
yeah,
I don't understand what you're doing here. But anyway, so he does this, but it is a fascinating, like the bits with the two remaining Kapoor siblings. It's there's Randhir and Rima who are left basically, and that was honestly heart
it's
touching, and
sad.
that
It's
was.
sad, yeah, to see.
And when I didn't notice until like Arman like specifically pointed it out, that at every party that the Kapoor siblings attended, they would stand in a line in birth order and link their arms and pose.
Yeah,
Like I bet, like Raj Kapoor probably made them pose like that when they were kids, and then they were just like, yeah, this is how we're gonna do it for the rest of their lives. And I was like, oh, that is the saddest thing that I have ever seen.
yeah.
Like, that is so sad.
The sense of loss was so pervasive, not only just the siblings that have gone, but like all of the other legendary actors that have gone, but also them just lamenting on the fact that their house is gone.
Yeah.
That is such a big thing to when you think about it. And I think it's just the way life goes, I imagine. But you would feel that the Kapoors would have been able to retain their legacy in a way. Like they couldn't keep RK Studios, right? Like such a legendary, and it almost feels like kind of an allegory to the way we, like Indian Desi fans, treat cinema, right? We are not able to preserve anything, we're not able to restore anything. And it's just a shame if they can't do it, like what are we supposed to do, that just those thoughts were kind of sad to me, like when I was watching it.
I think I
But
saw an interview. Somebody I can't remember. Probably was it Karan Johar or something in some sort of a podcast, and he was talking about B.R. Chopra's the B.R. Film Studios in Mumbai, in Bombay, being sort of tore down. That building is now gone in the middle of somewhere near Bandra or somewhere, right? Or was it Farhan Akhtar probably in one of the
mm,
new episodes, probably promoting a 120 Bahadur or something like that. So he was talking about how big BR Films was, and it's no longer there anymore in Bombay. Like the legacy of that studio is gone, similar to RK Studios. So it's such a loss to the history of Indian cinema in a way that people sort of take for granted, and people of this generation won't appreciate at all.
yeah.
But also, because they were all in like a family setting, it was also really interesting to see all the gossipy bits on the sidelines.
What did you pick up
um,
on, Amrita?
oh my God. So they didn't really include the extended family as such, but they did have like Kunal Kapoor, who's Shashi Kapoor's son, and Kunal's son, Zahan. They were invited, and it was really funny because Zahan, when he was um, promoting what is it, the Black Warrant, last year, he was going around and being like, the Kapoors, I hardly know them, like that's not my family. And then
Really, I didn't know that.
like he literally was just like, oh, I like barely like even know them, like that's not the milieu in which I was raised. And then he's just sitting there with like his shifty eyes at the table eating his mac and cheese with ghee on top. And then there is Karina, who is a blast as always, just wafting around going Saifu, and she talks about, like, there's this whole thing that they're trying to do during the documentary, where they're talking about like, oh, the Kapoor is so cultured, so wonderful. And then Karina goes, the way that we eat is a scandal because we'll just serve ourselves with our bare hands. And apparently, the first time Seth sat down with them to eat, Charisma was serving herself with her bare hands, like chawal with her bare hands. And Seth, who's like, even at this lunch, he's like there with his cutlery and it's like very correctly like cutting into his chicken. And Karina was like, Seth was scandalized. Like he was just, what is she doing?
It's so funny, those little things to note, like you know that scene in all of these are such big stars, right? And it strains the format to have them in this kind of like Instagram setting that they're basically being now forced to be content creators.
Mhm.
And because they're such big stars, it kind of creates a strain on the format. But also they're so loud, and it's not that they're loud, they enunciate so much, like, have you eaten this, like constantly, have you had sugar with it, like when they all do it, it's so like it hits you, like it goes from Rima Jain to Karina, and it's like one of those Kapoor things. And it reminded me of that scene in Animal where Ranbir is talking to Anil Kapoor and is like, let's do this play, Papa Papa, and Behra nahi hu main. That's the way Ranveer talks all the time when he's in this dinner. Like, this is his voice. It's hilarious. And also, I noticed Karina more than anybody, which explains why Karina is Karina. She has a superpower. She always knows where the camera is. Like, there's not
Yeah.
a moment she does not know where the camera is. Like, the rest kind of gets, doing their own thing, Ranveer is, and like stuff like that. Although they're all putting it on clearly, but Karina knows where the camera is all the time, and it's really her superpower more than anything. Um,
This was also the first time that I heard Ranbir call Bebo Didi.
ah,
Like I've never, because usually it's just like, oh, Karina and like Charisma, whatever.
yeah.
But like this is the first time, like and it really brought home that this is who they are in their personal lives. But also, man, like Navya Naveli and Riddhima Kapoor have the worst personalities. Like they were trying so hard to be like, oh my god, like we're influencers too, like we're Kapoors as
Oh, they're
well.
influences, both of them?
Yeah, I mean, Navya has that podcast, right, that
Podcast.
she hosts with her mom and her grandma.
Right.
And it's hilarious because Jaya Bachchan is so real, and the other two are absolutely not. And then Ridhima's in that Bollywood wives thingy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and they just like really unpleasant. Like
Hmm.
really, like just personality wise, they're just really unpleasant. And Navya is just like, I don't know who these people are, and I'm just like, aren't they your cousins? Like, what are you even talking about? So yeah, anyway,
Also funny
it's
to
weird.
realize that Neetu is a almond mom. That's something that
Yeah,
I hadn't, put together, especially in
yeah.
like surrounded by Kapoors, which is funny. The other funny thing is also like they had to like, because you have safe there, right? Karina is like screaming full on safe alu kalo alu, which is the but so obviously you have Safe there, and he's not a Kapoor, so, but he has to add something in the documentary that they have to put in, and he makes this whole speech about, thank you for like welcoming me in this family, and I was like, it's Saif Ali Khan, man. I'm like it was such a struggle for you to be accepted in the Kapoor family. It was just like an
And
insane kind of
also,
thing.
like his wife, I mean, his mom was basically like she made her debut in Hindi opposite Shami Kapoor.
Yeah,
She's known the Kapoors like
yeah,
really well for like longer than he's been alive,
yeah,
like so yeah, I'm sure like it was a struggle for Seth to be accepted by the family.
yeah,
There's
and
two
then
takes I want to mention from our
yeah.
Bollywood lines and gossip thoughts on dining with Kapoors. And one is Ridhima is apparently insufferable to a lot of people on the thread.
It really is.
Amrita
Yeah.
picked up on it
Just
already.
like
And
a
the
really bad
second
personality. Yeah.
and the second bit is all these butches, man. Why are non-Kapoors in this?
Who are
What do you
non-Kapoors?
know now?
They're probably talking about Navya Naveli and Agastya Nanda and the Jains who they don't know are related.
Yeah. And also, there was a lot of people like saying, "Oh, the Shammi Kapoor clan and the Shashi Kapoor clan has been blacklisted a little bit." I don't think that that doesn't make sense. If you have to center it around three personalities, it has to be Bebo, Lolo, and Ranbir. That just makes sense to me.
Hmm.
And then obviously, because these two Aplu Taplus are producing it, they're going to add a bit of them themselves in it, which is you understand why Aplu can't cook and Taplu can do a speech. Like he has this session where he's roasting them, and I had to forward it because I was like,
Yes, they're
these
so
people are not
funny.
meant to be on camera. Like they
Yeah,
cannot deliver
No,
anything. Like, and
yeah.
everybody's humoring them and clearly acting like Ranbir deserves a filmfare just for what he did. Like act like these two Taplus are funny, because he wanted to kick them in the balls, and he actually did a few times. I think so, deservedly. But yeah, so I understand that it makes sense, but that's what I mean. It was straining the format a little bit. So, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the show more than I thought I would. I enjoyed it more than the Roshan documentary. It's just one dinner, and that's it. I honestly didn't need more of them, to be honest.
yeah,
I
yeah.
would have started hating a few of them. So I think this was good enough.
I also think it's a super flex that, like all the other documentaries, whether it's the Yash Chopra one, the Salim Javed one, the Roshan's one, all of them had different people from the industry
Yeah,
talking about these people. But for the Kapoors, they were just like, no, no, we don't need outsiders.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
We are
Good enough.
quite good enough
Yeah,
by ourselves,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, no,
Uh,
I enjoyed hanging out with them for an hour, nothing more,
yeah.
So it's like I think it's kind of like a 3 out of 5 experience watching this, like in Taran Adarsh terms. It's not great, it's not a classic, but what classics are there in terms of documentaries or stuff like that about Indian stuff, like cinema? There's not many anyway, so I think it's still kind of like in the more like in the like if you want to watch it in like more like content than a documentary, I think it's fine. I had a good time. That's it for this episode.
No, there's one more thing I want to do. I want to give a shout out to Kaisi Paheli, which is
Hmm.
a little indie movie that is playing in theaters right now. That was a movie that I was going to watch today, actually, but the weather is awful outside and I don't want to step out. But I will watch it sometime this week. It sounds exactly my speed. Like it's a little murder mystery that's set in the mountains. And it is also notable because the social media marketing person is our friend
Hmm.
Pulkit Kochar. You should be following him on Instagram. I think he's on YouTube as well right now. He's funny and he is such a Bollywood lover and he knows so much about it, like we make fun all the time about like the bache over here and we are just like the youths don't know anything. But Pulkit actually knows a lot and he is definitely one of us. And I'm gonna go watch this movie. It sounds great. It's getting great reviews. And if it's playing anywhere near you, please do watch it.
I watched the trailer. It looked really, really fascinating. I don't know if it's gonna get a release that I can watch it, but I'm
Mhm.
so happy for Pulkit because he's like literally one of the best, good-hearted people that I've come across through this Bollywood thing. So really happy for him, and yeah, it just looks like a good movie more than anything. Like. We have enough friends and things that have been involved with terrible stuff, but this is genuinely looks good. So great.
Yeah.
Well, this is it for this episode. Where can people find you online, Sujoy?
You can find me on Instagram at 93K. I am not uploading on TikTok anymore. And best to follow us on YouTube and Instagram for Khandaan podcast.
Amrita?
Yeah, as Sujoy is saying, subscribe to us on YouTube. We are uploading a lot of video content these days, and we would appreciate your what is it? Comment, like, subscribe. Yeah, hit the bell icon, as Asim reminded me. But yeah, you can find me on Twitter still, but honestly, the best place to find me is on our Patreon. You can join for as low as $1, and every dollar that you contribute goes towards us making better content and experimenting with like new stuff. And also I like we offer like a whole bunch of um like behind the scenes stuff, like for example, I do a catch up video every other week or so, which I'm just talking about whatever's on top of my mind, really, about the state of Bollywood, etc. And then Asim does one, which is his letterboxed catch up for the month, and it's always insane how diverse his choices are, and some really good recommendations. Like there's a lot of people who are discovering new content that they would never have found if not for Asim. So yeah, definitely check us out on Patreon.
Yeah, and drop us an email at youpodcasting@gmail.com, and thank you for listening.